In sports news, Nigeria's under-20 women's side, the Falconets, have settled in the French city of Rennes ahead of their last Group D clash with China at the FIFA World Cup. The team will continue their preparations for the all-important game against the Chinese as they seek to reach the quarter-final of the tournament. Christopher Danjuma's girls know the progression depends on avoiding defeat in the game. The Falconets have 3 points and are in second position in the group due to goal difference. Aruna Quadri has won the 2018 Nigeria Open, the first Nigerian to win the title for the first time in 5 years. With overwhelming support from the home fans, Quadri defeated Frenchman Antoine Huchard 4-2 to win the elusive title. Huchard won the first game 13-11. The Nigerian responded with an 11-3 victory. In the second, Huchard won the third, Quadri won the fourth, and never looked back till the job was completed. The world number 18 becomes the first Nigerian to win at the championship and will definitely improve when the next ranking is released.
A check for $5,000 US. Stand up for the champion. Stand up for the
champion. I can say that I have played in several tournaments, and the more I play, the more I get better. It has always not been easy, but I must say the tournament I've been playing gives me some kind of experience and opportunity. Even when I was losing, I kept going and going. And this amazing crowd, they supported me a lot. They energized me, they motivated me.
Meanwhile, Team Nigeria have emerged overall winners at the World Powerlifting African Championships in Algiers. 13 athletes represented the country and produced 11 gold and 2 silver medals. Shade Oluwafemi Ayo, Lovelyn Obiji, Latifa Tijani and Esther Onyema ruled their categories. Yakuba Adeshokon, Roland Ezurike, Kainde Paul, Innocent Nnamdi and Ebere Opala also won gold in their events. Today, Bose Omolayo produced a new world record in the women's 79 kilogram, lifting 139.5 kilograms to smash the previous one that was set at 138.5 kilograms. The championship also serves as qualifying process for the 2020 Olympic Games. Beyond our shores now, Manchester City have kicked off their Premier League title defence with a winning start after a deserved 2-0 victory over Arsenal at the Emirates. Raheem Sterling put City ahead in the 14th minute when he got the ball on the corner of the box. Cut beyond 2 players and finished finally from 20 yards. Pep Guardiola's team killed off the game when Benjamin Mendy, who assisted both goals, pulled the ball back for Bernardo Silva to blast in a second. Liverpool also got their campaign up and running as they comfortably dispatched West Ham 4-0. In the other match, an inspired performance from goalkeeper Alex McCarthy helped Southampton earn a point against Burnley at St Mary's. Just before we take on more stories on the foreign scene, soldiers of the Special Strike Force deployed to the Operation Lafia Dole are protesting their posting to Mate, a local government area in northern Borno State. The soldiers reacted by firing shots at their location in Maiduguri International Airport after receiving news of the latest posting. The angry soldiers have blocked all entrances to the airport and are insisting on redress. One of the soldiers who spoke to Channels Television on phone said they're due for rotation movement, having spent nearly 4 years at the theatre of operations. The soldiers reported for duty in February 2015, and a military circular emanating from the Chief of Army Staff had clearly stated that no soldier should in any account be kept beyond 3 years in the northeast. The soldiers who pleaded anonymity said out of the over 300 of them that reported, many had died in the last 3 years from ambush or landmines or were killed in the battlefield. Attempts by top military officers of the theatre command to appease the irate soldiers have not yielded any fruit. As at the time of this report, the spokesperson of the theatre command, Colonel Clement Nwachukwu, could not be reached for reaction as he did not answer his calls. The U.S. Parker Solar Probe rocket today lifted off on a mission to send a satellite closer to the sun than ever before. The Delta-4 heavy rocket carrying the probe launched at 3:31 local time and comes after a failed attempt the previous day when a last-minute alarm caused the agency to miss its 65-minute weather window.
Is continually expanding and continually
Before liftoff, NASA outlined plans to touch the sun from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
We've looked at it.
The spacecraft would spend a probe on a 7-year mission closer to the sun than any other spacecraft has ventured.
The first thing we will do when we get on orbit is encounter the planet Venus. We use Venus to give us a gravity assist, if I could have that Venus thing. We do a little gravity assist. It's a bit like a handbrake turn. We're not like those other missions. We don't take energy from the planet. We give it generously. And we actually slow down just a little bit. And that allows us to shrink our orbit and go closer to the sun than anything has been before.
The probe is set to become the fastest moving man-made object in history. Its data promises to crack long-standing mysteries about the sun's behavior. Shaped like a small car, it will fly into the sun's corona within 6.1 million kilometers from the solar surface, 7 times closer than any other spacecraft. The corona gives rise to the solar wind, a continuous flow of charged particles that permeates the solar system. Unpredicted solar winds cause disturbances in Earth's magnetic field and can play havoc with communications technology on Earth. The project, with a $1.5 billion price tag, is the first major mission under NASA's Living with a Star program. The spacecraft is the first to be named after a living person. 91-year-old astrophysicist Eugene Parker, who first described solar wind in 1958. And the main news again. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has announced winners for by-elections into the National Assembly for Bauchi, Katsina and Kogi, as well as the State Assembly in Cross River State. While the candidates of the All Progressives Congress won the 3 National Assembly elections conducted on Saturday, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party won the Cross River State Assembly election in Cross River State. Also, the United States Space Agency, NASA, has launched its mission to send satellite closer to the sun than ever before. The rocket, which has already taken off from Florida, will, however, take about at least 7 years before arriving at its destination. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Good night.